Hello, welcome back to the garden. So today, oh hello Sophie. So today, well, it's a beautiful day. Sun's not out too much. It's kind of behind some clouds, which doesn't make it too hot. But it is getting warmer, and that means spring is slowly approaching. And again, my last freeze date is allegedly April 1st. So yeah, here we are in mid-February, clock's ticking, and I still have a lot of little projects and big projects. Actually, do I have any big projects left? I don't know if I have any big projects left, but I do have little projects. And one of them is filling up the new birdie's bed. I have to still build the other one. I have to clean out the side of, well, I'll show you here in a sec. I have to clean up this whole sort of alley between the fence and the raised beds here. And last year I just let it go to mess, and grass was tall and you could still see it's a mess. So I have to do this. I still have mulch I need to put down in the flower beds. I still have leftover sand and bricks from the back pathway project. And I have a wheelbarrow full of pea gravel and sand that I need to do something with. And I really should do all this before spring arrives. And I have a plan. First, I'm going to take these wood chips and I'm going to put them into that raised bed. And hopefully then that will give me a space to put in a couple of pallets over here so I can move the bricks and the sand from where they are currently to here behind the veg garden. And at some point, I have to get these gates built so I can walk back and forth from the veg garden out to the back alley here without having to walk all the way around. I need the gates. The gates, I have to build the gates. So I have my trusty shovel. Now let's get to work. Well, that's done. A little less wood chips than I would have hoped. And what I really would like is if we got a nice heavy rain before I add the raised bed mix to this bed, because that'll help settle the wood chips into all the nooks and crannies. But for now, this is done. Let's go move some bricks. Well, there you go. It's better than it was. It's not perfect, but I think as the year progresses and I run over it a bunch more times with the mower, it'll be good, because I'm gonna have to mow this whole strip in here now. We've decided to let the area all around the beds at this point in time to go to grass. Now, once upon a time, the area all around the beds was covered in wood chips. A lot of the wood chips have broken down, which is good. And I could get more wood chips delivered, maybe, possibly, I don't know. But theoretically I could. But for now, I think what we're just gonna do is let this go to grass for now. My wife says she prefers the grass. So, but I think in the long term, I'd like to do some sort of pathway. Maybe with some pavers and bricks, I don't know, perhaps. But that's a future project for a future time. Like I said, right now we're just gonna let it go to grass. What I probably will do is come back at some point and just do some raking, because I have some large chunks and they will not do good in the lawnmower. So like I said, I'll come back with a rake and just do a light rake, just pick up those bigger chunks, and then the grass will just naturally fill in over the course of the season. Something I was supposed to take care of in the fall is this flower bed here, along with others, but I've taken care of the others. But this one is the last remaining one, this L-shaped leg right here. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to turn around and just weed it up. I'm just going to do a little weeding, pruning, trimming, whatever needs to be done, adding compost, and then mulch. And that's how I'm going to get rid of that mulch that was sitting over by the bricks. So the keen-eyed of you may have noticed that I did the projects over the course of a few days because, well, the lighting was different and the backgrounds were different and the outfits were different. But either way, here we are now, and as you can see, I got the wood chip pile done. I have my bricks staged over here. These are the excess bricks from the back pathway. Now, some of you who've been watching the channel for a while may have noticed or know that I use bricks to hold down various bits of weed cloth and other things around the garden. And those, once I pull up that weed cloth from the in-ground beds and anywhere else where I may be using a brick I no longer need it, will come back and be stored over here. We are behind the veg garden, in case you didn't know. I have some pallets that I want to be cutting up to use to build gates and a few other projects that I want to do, but I think I'm going to start storing them here next to the bricks. I want to get these gates done. Unfortunately, I didn't get that done for today's video, but hopefully in the near future, maybe even this week sometime, I'll get these gates built and in place so I can then easily move between the veg garden and this back storage area, as it were. I also started moving the compost that I had in the wood raised bed, putting it into this bed. It's not something I really wanted to do, but I started doing it anyways. The reason I didn't want to do it is because I was hoping for a big heavy rain, which now we may wind up getting on Friday, maybe. I don't trust the weatherman. But to help settle those wood chips inside, and then I could put the compost in. Now I still have plenty of compost here. I'm not going to add any more compost to this, so at least that's what I say, but hopefully we do get that rain, and hopefully this will settle down a bit, which is fine. I'll move that compost in, and then I can take apart this bed here and build the new birdie bed. I have quite a few raised beds, as you can tell, plus I have the in-ground space. So I think I have enough growing space for this season, so there's no real rush to get that filled immediately, but who knows? Maybe I will wind up getting it filled in time for spring. And as you saw in the video, I didn't quite have enough mulch to finish the one leg of the flower garden beds, but that's okay. I'll wind up getting more mulch in the upcoming days / weeks, who knows, and I will finish that up. I think I only have a couple of low spots there too that I want to fill in with the compost. If you were curious about the whole adding the compost to the thing, where I planted the gladiolus, the ground has settled over time because those holes were quite deep when I planted the gladiolus. So I just put some new compost on top. It's not going to hurt the gladiolus at all. If anything, it'll be great for them because it'll add nutrients to that ground. Hey, did you know I have a newsletter? We're fast approaching the end of February, believe it or not. And if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, head over to growinggreenfinger.com, sign up for the newsletter, because at the end of the month, I'll be sending that out basically as a recap of everything that happened this month. Maybe I'll throw in a few other extra thoughts and ideas and other things I just may be babbling about. And I only do one newsletter a month, and that's just so I don't bombard you guys with nonsense and spam and advertising. But again, go over to growinggreenfinger.com, sign up for that newsletter, and this way you can keep up with everything that's going around here in the garden. Speaking of the garden, there's all sorts of good stuff coming up. I want to ask you guys some very important questions upcoming. So again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Click that bell icon to be notified when I do post a new video. This way you don't miss any of the important questions I have to ask you guys and you can keep up to what's going on in the garden. If you haven't visited my Etsy store, head over to my Etsy store, check out some of the various prints and things I have going over there. Easy there, killer. She sees the neighbor across the street. Also upcoming, I'm gonna have a 30-day or so review on that hydroponic system that I did about a month ago. I have basil and parsley growing, and you have to check that out to see how it's doing and how I feel about it, and maybe it's something that you guys want to do. Plus, I'll be doing more seed sowing, showing you guys what's coming up. If you guys want to see how exactly I sow my seeds or why I sow my seeds in a particular manner or fashion or anything like that, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to do another I'll do a shorter format video just showing you what seeds I'm going to be sowing. Thank you all the new subscribers. I always like to try to thank new subscribers. I see the channel's growing, we're trickling in. Hopefully we hit 1,000 in the next month or so. That'd be nice. So please tell your friends, families, loved ones, go to people across the street, share these videos on whatever social media platforms you'd like. And until then, what do you think, Sophie? We'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.